the work you put in, the choices you make, and the amount of focus and passion that you can put into whatever it is you care about are the main factors that really determine your success or failure in that endeavor. And today I want to discuss a topic. I'm not really going to talk much about the training footage. I'll just say really quickly that it's 10 sets of 3 without a belt of 500-pound squats, 3 sets of 5 at 295 on the bench press, pausing the last rep, and then some good mornings. This was really a tough workout for me, just because yesterday I had my other squat workout, and anybody who's ever run small realizes that the Saturday 10 sets of 3 are pretty darn rough, no matter how much recovery you're able to get in, just because it's heavy, it's a long workout, your shoulders and back are bruised by the bar by the end of it, and you don't want to get back under the bar. But I made the most of it, tried to keep my form solid as much as I could, and it is what it is, so I hope you guys enjoy the lifting while I go into my topic. In the last few months, I've noticed in the YouTube fitness community that there has been a topic of people looking for fake naturals and trying to identify what it means to be a fake natural, I guess, and the reason, in my understanding, is basically just to cut through the false beliefs and the ideas that what is achievable by a natural lifter as opposed to an enhanced lifter who is claiming to be natural. And I feel like there is some merit in that, that people have an understanding of what the general capabilities are and just human potential, I guess. But I want to tell you guys a story, and it was when I first started lifting, I was pretty ignorant to the idea of how heavily involved drugs were in strength sports. And when I first started lifting, I was definitely one of the people that was under the understanding that you could really achieve a great degree, high level of success without using them, and all the top guys, if they didn't say that they were on drugs, then it was possible to get to those levels without them. And then I watched Bigger, Stronger, Faster. This was years and years after training as hard as I could. I watched Bigger, Stronger, Faster, and about 3/4 of the way through the movie, they take a visit to Westside Barbell, and I saw Louis Simmons sit down and say, I've been on steroids for 36 years, and I will for the rest of my life, and I think it's great, and I think it's just part of the sport, and everybody does it. And I was absolutely crushed that all these people I had looked up to were using drugs. And that pretty much happened with every single person that I had chose as the pinnacle, in my opinion, of what I wanted to achieve. And I was pretty upset about it. But at the same time, now looking back, I am so thankful for that moment, because there was a paradigm shift in my mentality in how I approach my own progress and my own success and how I rank that. And that was the moment where I chose to become my own motivation and to stop worrying about other people, what they had done, what they are doing, what they're capable of, and what I wanted to be based off of their own performances. I think that's really important for someone to actually reach their potential, to stop looking at the potential of other people. You can use someone else's motivation. I get a lot of people telling me that they're inspired by what I'm doing, and they're inspired by my videos, and that in turn inspires me to keep making them and to keep pushing myself, because I feel like I'm not doing this alone. I feel like there's a large support system, and I thank you guys for that. But my success or failure is not determined by anyone else, and yours shouldn't be either. You should really take whatever you're passionate about. It doesn't have to be weightlifting. It can be anything in your life. If you care about something and you pursue it with your utmost focus and your utmost attention, and you give it everything that you have, if you get to the highest level of success that you are personally capable of achieving there, then you have succeeded. You have been able to dedicate yourself more than most of the population. There are many, many people that are never passionate about anything, and they go through their entire life without being able to look back and say, I worked hard to get this thing. And it doesn't have to be a trophy. It doesn't have to be a first place. It doesn't have to be a state record, a national record, a world record, or anything. going through that journey should be the most important thing, because it affects you and you can have the opportunity to better yourself as a person, and that should always be the focus. I understand that it's important to some people to say, well, don't set your dreams too big because you're going to be disappointed. But if you set your capabilities based on nothing but what you can achieve in the time you have, then you can look back on it positively. And I would say that how do you spot a true natural? If it matters to you that much, be one. Don't use drugs, and see what your body is capable of and achievable. Because there's going to be guys who don't use drugs that maybe are at a higher level. There may be guys that do use drugs that are at a lower level. Everyone's different, even with the drugs. And personally, I have nothing against against enhanced lifters. It's not what I want to do. It's not something that I'm interested in at this point in my life. I don't know how I'll feel about it in 10 years. But currently, it's just not something that interests me. If you're an enhanced lifter and you're not upfront about it, I would encourage you to just think about why you're not upfront about it. I have no problem with someone telling me they're using drugs. I have many close friends that are. But I would encourage those people to assess where they're at and whether or not they feel like they're going to look back positively just because of being honest with yourself. I think it's very important that if you're ashamed of something, maybe you should examine the reasons that you're doing it. And if it's something that is to make money or to find success in something, just remember that money is not eternal and it's not everything. And when you get to the end of your life, the things that are going to stand out the most are the positive impacts that you've made on other people and the passion that you've pursued yourself. And so that's all I really want to talk about in this video. And I'm sorry I didn't talk more about the session, but I really did want to touch on that topic because it's something that really speaks to me personally. And I really do feel like you're going to be the most happy in your life if you stop worrying about what everyone else is doing and you put your focus into what you care about, and you try to be a positive change in the world, and you try to just show other people what your best is, and then through that show yourself what your best is. I think you'll be happier from that. So thank you guys for watching. If you learned something from the video, which I really hope you did, please like, share it, favorite it, do whatever you need to. If you're not subscribed, hit the button. Please come with me on this journey. I've got about 12 more weeks of this meet prep before I have my meet September 7th, and I'm really excited to just see what I can push myself to and be able to gauge at the end what all this hard work amounts to. So thanks again. My next session will be on Monday, and I will have the video up Monday night, and I can't wait till then. So thanks again, and have a great weekend. Bye.